Hey gang, so dropping in on a quick one here. I'm going to use some of my redaction skills here and just kind of show you, this is something I had to do for the 4.0 patch. I was having a lot of little weird issues. Anytime there's a new patch, I go through and I delete my user folder, and I typically delete my shaders folder. I was just going to show you where the shaders folder is, where the user folder is, and then I was going to tell you probably your best bet for 4.0 is to completely, since it's a full wipe, completely delete the game and then reinstall. I was going to show you a couple things that you should probably do before you do that process. So first of all, your shaders folder. Let's just go ahead and get into it. So on your C drive, basically whatever drive you have Windows stored on, you're going to look for your users folder and then click on your profile. And then what you're going to want to look for is this folder right here called app data. You might not be able to see that folder because it's admin only. So if you're not seeing it, children, ask your parents. So you can come over here, you can go to security and you can change it up here so you can actually see it. Then when you go into app data, you're going to go to local, and then you're going to scroll down here until you find Star Citizen. And then Star Citizen, just delete this whole folder right there. That's just your shaders folder. So if you're seeing any sort of graphical weirdness like flickering or anything like that, typically that's the cause. Not a bad idea with each new patch to delete that folder. That's the shaders folder. It won't impact your game or any of your saved files at all. So let's go ahead and look at the ones that will impact your save folder. So hang on just a second. Okay, so here we are in the Roberts Space Industries folder. This will be wherever you've saved it. In my case, I just saved it on my default C drive, which is my fastest SSD. So I typically only use it for that. I do all of my B-roll and everything else on another drive. But with this one, you want to go to Roberts Space Industries. You don't need to do anything with the launcher. Go Star Citizen. Go to whatever branch you're going to do. If you're going to do a complete reinstall, which I do recommend for 4.0, if you're running 324 concurrently, or if you had it for a while, what I would recommend doing is opening up the 324 folder. So you'll have 4.0 preview and 324 PU or something like that. Open that one. Click on your user folder, and then you're just going to move a couple folders out of that one. So I'll show that to you here on the 4.0. Now, I haven't completely set up everything in 4.0 yet, but if you come down here into the user folder, typically this is all you have to do is click on the user folder and delete that, and that'll tend to clear a lot of the sort of residual code that's hanging out. I would recommend doing that before you do a full reinstall, but if you double click on your user folder here, you got client 0, and then there'll be a couple other folders here. I believe profiles is the one that if you have multiple characters saved, you'll be able to find them in there. If you have maps that are saved, like key binding maps, which I strongly recommend, I'll show you in a second how to save those and what it looks like. Actually, let's do it now. So from this one, what you want to do is click options, key bindings. We're going to go advanced. We're going to click on over. Actually, you don't need to click on that. Control. We're going to do this. I'm just going to call this Mike's Virpal Toss. I don't even know why I save these anymore. I like to go through and rebind it manually because it kind of helps with the muscle memory. That said, I've got a Virpal Warbird stick, the throttle, and a control panel, and 2 MFDs. So that is a lot of buttons to rebind. Typically takes like at least an hour to bind them all. So going this route and saving it isn't a bad idea. So let's go ahead and hop in here. I'll do a character customization real quick. So there is me adjacent. So we're going to save this as the character I have for the game. So we're going to save that. Okay, accept that. All right. Let's go back to that folder. So now we're back here. You can see that there's a new folder here that has controls and custom characters. So if you go to controls, you got mappings, you got this. So if you just control C and then literally paste it anywhere that isn't in this Roberts Industries folder so that you've got a copy of that map so you don't have to remake it from scratch. So let's go back up to here, custom characters. If you've got a character that you actually care about and you didn't just hit random 500 times, then go ahead and do this. Another advantage there is that when you do that, you can do this. So right here, this is Don Steeler Gaming. So if you're ever wondering where I save all of my stuff, it's here. But here are my two folders. So I've got SC characters. I've got a whole list of characters there. So I'm just going to copy that, go back to the folder with Star Citizen. And now I've got all 4 characters that I've created ready to go in that folder. I don't have to do anything else. Same thing with the binding. If I were to come back here and paste that binding, I changed up a couple things since that last one. So, but if you go into control, you got mappings, there it is. So actually what I should do right now is copy this and paste it in the other folder. But once you've saved it in the other folder, what I would recommend doing, if you're still having any issues at all, like if the game is running slow or doing weird things like that, 4.0 has been butter smooth since I did the reinstall. So I would recommend doing a complete reinstall for 4.0, especially since there has been a total wipe for 4.0. If you are jumping into the preview right now, I have a feeling that a lot of the issues people are experiencing are because they didn't reinstall the game and there's some legacy code and code rot going on. So just click on that folder, delete the whole thing, and then go and reinstall it. And of course it's an enormous game, so it's going to take a little while to reinstall, but the performance probably worth it. And gang, that's all I got for this one. So good luck out there. See you in the verse. Catch you next time.